Hello guys, welcome back to STEM Trainer YouTube channel. Now today we are going to see what are increasing and decreasing functions and how to solve questions based on them. So first let's try to understand what is increasing and decreasing function. For that I have taken a graph, as you can see. So this graph, on this graph I have taken 4 points A, B, C and D. Now let's first consider the function from A to B. So function from A to B. So now you can see from A to B, when you go on the curve from A point to B point, what's happening? My x is increasing. And at the same time, my y is also increasing. Okay, now let's consider moving from B to C. When you go from B to C on the curve, you can see my x is increasing because we are going on the right side. Now, x is increasing, but my y is decreasing. Y is decreasing. And similarly, we can find from C to D that when we go from C to D, x is increasing, y is increasing. Okay. Now, next. One more observation that you can see is when you go from A to B, if you take any point between A and B and draw a tangent, let's say I have taken this point, and if you draw a tangent, you will find that the gradient of this tangent is positive. You can take any point between A and B. You can take multiple points also. In all these tangents, the gradient will be positive. And if you take any point from B to C, for example, let's take this point, and you draw a tangent at this point, and then you will observe that gradient of tangent will be negative. Gradient of tangent will be negative. So you can take any point. It will always be negative. You can take this point also. If you draw the tangent, then it will be negative. You can take any point. So let's write this observation. So gradient of tangent means f dash x value will be positive. From B to C, my f dash x value will be negative. So that is my observation. So now function fx from A to B is known as an increasing function. Because in this interval, when x increases, y should increase. When that happens, the function is known as increasing function. And using derivatives, I can also say that my f dash x will be greater than 0 from A to B. And similarly, from B to C, I can say my x is increasing, y is decreasing. So these kind of functions are known as decreasing functions. So basically, function f is decreasing in this interval, and function f is increasing in the interval A to B. So this is what is known as increasing and decreasing functions. So for one function in separate intervals, it might be increasing, it might be decreasing, it might be neither also. So it depends. So that's the basic idea of increasing and decreasing functions. Now, I can talk more about this also, but I think this much is more than enough. Okay. Now, what's the result that we are getting from this? So the result that we are getting is, for an increasing function, f dash x should be greater than or equal to 0. So that's the result that I am getting. So if a function is a decreasing function, then its differentiation will be less than or equal to 0. Now, there might be some students who will ask why it is equal to now. Because before you said it's greater than, it's less than. Now, see what happens is at point B is a stationary point. So at point B, my f dash x will be 0. So if I write the interval from A to B closed, that is A is included and B is included, so I have to say that my f dash x is either greater than 0 or equal to 0. So that's why the complete definition becomes f dash x is greater than equal to 0 for increasing function, and for decreasing function f dash x is less than equal to 0. We will see more of this when we will solve some questions. Okay, next. Now, to solve questions based on increasing and decreasing functions, what are the concepts that we must know before? So first is differentiation. Obviously, you can see in my definition of increasing and decreasing function, we are using f dash x. So obviously, you must know how to differentiate a function. Second thing, now this is important. The second thing. Now, second thing is you must know how to solve inequalities. Now, you will see when we will solve questions that in almost every question you will have inequalities. So either the inequality may be a linear one or quadratic one, maybe cubic one, maybe higher than that. So you must know how to solve inequalities. Next is derivative results, that we already know that f dash x is less than equal to 0 when it's decreasing function, and it's greater than equal to 0 when it's an increasing function. So if you don't know any of this, especially the first and second part, if you have any doubt or any confusion in first and second part, then you should pause the video and try first understanding first and second point properly, and then you come back here, because then you will be able to understand this chapter with ease. Now let's start solving the questions. So this is how the question will come. Find the set of values of x for which function is increasing. Fx is increasing. Okay. So now we have a function. Obviously, this is a quadratic. So we have to find in which interval or for which values this function fx is increasing. So how to solve these questions? So first thing that we will do is, to solve these kind of questions, we will differentiate and find f dash x. In every question, whenever it says increasing and decreasing, first thing that we do is we find f dash x. So when you differentiate this, obviously 2x square differentiation is 4x and 3x differentiation is 3. So this is my f dash x. Then, because it says increasing, so what do I have to do is, whatever f dash x I am getting, I have to write greater than equal to 0. Now, it implies that my 4x plus 3 should be greater than equal to 0. So from this, I am getting x as greater than equal to negative 3 over 4. So it means for every x greater than or equal to minus 3 by 4, my function will be increasing. So x is greater than equal to minus 3 by 4. You can write this in set notation also. If you want to write in set notation, there are some students who might not be that comfortable in set notation. But if you want to write in set notation, you have to write it like this. So greater than or equal to minus 3 by 4. Now just clearly observe that I am using a square bracket here, because the number 3 by 4, minus 3 by 4 is included. If it's not included, then I will use a circular bracket. I hope you know the difference. Okay, anyways, so you just need to know, you just need to write one of these two ways. Anyways, next. Now, let's try one more question. This was rather an easy one. Second question is fx equal to 3x square minus 2x cube. We have to find the interval of x for which this is increasing. So first thing that we will do is we will differentiate this. So f dash x equal to 3x square differentiation will be 6x and 2x cube differentiation will be 6x square. So, and I know that for increasing f dash x should be greater than equal to 0. So it implies what I am getting is 6x minus 6x square should be greater than equal to 0. So if I divide by 6, or you can take 6 common, whatever you like, same thing, and x is getting common, what is left now? 1 minus x. So x into 1 minus x is greater than equal to 0. So this is what I was talking about, that you will have inequalities a lot in these questions. Okay, so how do we solve this? So there are a couple of methods to solve this. I think the easiest one is you first find the critical points. If somebody is not that confident in this, so I am explaining. So how you will do is first find critical points or critical values. So critical values are the values for which this is equal to 0. So when you equate this to 0, you get x as 0 and 1. Then you plot those critical points on the number line. So what will happen now is, you can see this number line, this number line is divided into 3 parts. First part is minus infinity to 0, second part is 0 to 1, and third part is 1 to infinity. So what will happen after this is, you will find that we need 6x into x minus 6x into 1 minus x to be greater than equal to 0. So what you will do is, you will take, for example, let's say I'm considering this third region. In third region, you take any point. What do I mean by that? So third region is x is greater than 1. So you take any point that is greater than 1. Let's take 2. And let's just check whether it is satisfying or not. So x equal to 2, when you substitute in this, you get, okay, let me show. When you substitute x as 2, you will get 6 into 2 into 1 minus 2, which is something negative. So obviously negative we don't need. We need positive value, right? Greater than or equal to 0. As you can see, we need greater than equal to 0. So I don't need this. And similarly, you check any value in 0 to 1 and it will be positive. And similarly, you check any value between 0 and minus infinity, and again it will not satisfy, or it will be negative. But we don't need negative, we need only positive. So it means only the region from 0 to 1 is satisfying this inequality. So our answer is, function fx is increasing, in x less than equal to 1, greater than equal to 0. So this is my answer. Now if they ask where function is decreasing, then obviously we can see that, because in first region and third region, my f dash x value is coming out to be negative. It means it is decreasing in this interval. So I can find decreasing also. So fx is decreasing in when x is less than equal to 0, or when x is greater than equal to 1. So we can find this also. Now this is one of the way of solving inequalities. I'm not saying this is the only way. There are other ways also. What students do is they draw the curve here, because this is a quadratic, right? So you can draw this curve, and then they see which region is positive, which region is negative. So ultimately you are doing the same thing. You are just finding where it is positive, where it is negative. So what I do is, I just take any point in the third region or any region and then check whether it is satisfying or not. Okay. So we will see more when we will solve more problems. So this is our answer for B part. Now let's try one more question on this. Fx equal to x into x minus 6 whole square. So we have to find the values of x in which this function is increasing. So first let's simplify fx little bit, because if you are in year 1, then you don't know what is product rule of differentiation. So what we have to do is, we have to simplify this little bit, because in year 2 you will learn that, and it will become a little easy to differentiate. So for now we will write it like this. We will multiply this. So this will be x cube, and this is 6, so 12. So minus 12x square, and plus 36. So plus 36x. So this will be my fx now. So now I will differentiate this. So when you differentiate this, you will get 3x square minus 24x plus 36. So now I need my f dash x to be greater than or equal to 0. So let's simplify this. So I will get 3x square minus 24x plus 36. This value should be greater than equal to 0. Now let's simplify this. 3 I can take common, so I will left with x square minus 8x plus 12. Now I have to think of factors. 6 and 2. So I have make factors 6x minus 2. Now again the same thing. We draw a line and then we mark the critical points. And then we see in which region it is positive. So this is my point 2. This is my point 6. So again I am left with 3 regions. So you can take any value in any region. For example, in third region. So let me just show you what is third. Let's say this region is third region. This is first region. So in third region, take any point. Let's take x equal to 8. So x equal to 8 you take and you substitute here and you see whether it is coming out to be positive. Okay, let me show you here. You don't have to show this, but just for your understanding, I am showing you this. You can just do this orally also. So 8 minus 2. When you solve this, you get 3 into 2 into 6. That is something positive, right? Something positive. And we need positive, right? We need this to be greater than. So it means this will be our answer. We need this region. So now similarly, you take any value in second region. For example, you take in second region, you can take 3, x equal to 3. Then you substitute and you see whether it is positive or negative. You don't even have to calculate the value. So this is positive, this is negative, this is positive. So overall, this product will be negative. But I don't need negative. So I don't need this region. So similarly, you find any value in first region. For example, you can take x equal to 0 because x is less than 2 here, right, in first region. So less than 2 is 0. I mean, let's take 0 value. When x is 0, so you will get 3 into 0 minus 6 into 0 minus 2. So I will get something positive. I just need to find whether it's positive or negative. I don't need the value. Okay, it's positive. We need positive. So this will be our answer. So the answer for this question will be fx is increasing in which intervals? First and third. So first means x is less than equal to 2 or x is greater than equal to 6. If they ask, in this question they are not asking, but if they ask when is fx decreasing? So we can say fx is decreasing in the interval 2 to 6. So when x is less than equal to 6 and greater than equal to 2. So this will be my complete answer. Now, this is how you do it. Let's try one more question, just for variety. Okay, now this is our final question. And this is rather an important question, but it's an easy question, but it's important. Because sometimes students get confused in this. So fx is absolute value of x minus 2. This is representing the absolute function. I hope you know what is absolute function. If you don't know, then you can search it out in your textbook. It will be there in the starting chapters, or you can find this in function chapter also. Okay, now absolute function. So how will you differentiate this? Because right now you have only studied differentiation of polynomials or So what you will do is, there are two ways, two methods to solve this. So let me discuss both of them. First method is method 1. Method 1 is just draw the graph if it's possible. If you can draw the graph, then from graph we can easily see if x is increasing, then y is increasing or not. So first is draw the graph. Now some of you, I think, already know that absolute function graph is like this. This is graph of y equals absolute function x. This is 0. Now, if this is mod of x or absolute function of x, then how will you draw mod of x minus 2? You will just shift the graph 2 points to the right. So this will be my new graph. So this graph is now y equals absolute value of x minus 2, or you can say modulus of x minus 2. So in this graph, now you can easily see that when x is greater than equal to 2, what's happening is, as you go on this right part of the graph, my x is increasing and my y is also increasing, right? It is going up. So we can say when x is greater than equal to 2, fx is increasing function. When x is less than equal to 2, you can see what will happen is, on left side, what is happening is graph is going down. So when graph is going down, my function fx is decreasing. So this is one of the way. You draw the graph and then you see whether it is increasing or decreasing, or at which interval or which points of x or set of values of x it is increasing or decreasing. This is the first method. Now second method is, you won't find this method, I think, but okay, let me discuss with you. So second method is using differentiation. Now, because some students will say, okay, we know only differentiation, so show me a method in which you have used differentiation. So we can use differentiation in this also. But the problem is, we don't know the differentiation of mod of x minus 2. So for that, what you will do is, if you have studied very carefully about absolute function, you know this is my fx. So I can write this function, the same function, in other way also. So I can write it like this also. Fx is equal to x minus 2 when x is greater than equal to 2, and minus of x minus 2 when it is less than equal to 2. So this is called redefining the function. So we are redefining the function in this way. This is called piecewise function. Okay, so if you don't know this, then you can remember this now. This is very useful. This will be useful in year 2 also. Okay, so this is how we can define the absolute function. Okay, now you can easily differentiate this, right? F dash x is equal to, now what's differentiation of x minus 2? X minus 2 differentiation is 1. What is differentiation of minus of x minus 2? It means this is nothing but minus x plus 2, right? So differentiation of minus x plus 2 is minus 1. And when x is greater than equal to 2, when x is less than equal to 2. So now we know f dash x. So I can simply say, when my x is greater than equal to 2, f dash x is equal to 1, which is greater than 0. Hence, my function is increasing function. Hence, fx is increasing in x greater than equal to 2. And similarly, I can write fx is decreasing in x when x is less than equal to 2, because when x is less than equal to 2, f dash x is minus 1, which is negative, which is less than 0. So hence I can solve this question like this also. Now whichever method you like or you understand better, you can solve. I think from the first look, I think this graph method looks easy, because in this you just draw the graph and then you can see. So sometimes you might get some modulus questions also. Okay, that's it for today. Now thanks for watching STEM Trainers.